What an amazing show we have for you, coming to you all around the world from Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, the incomparable, the legendary, the extraordinary Lisa Gay is joining us, music legend, singer, songwriter, producer extraordinaire, and much more too. She is also ambassador and the entertainment director for the Liberace Foundation for Performing Arts and Creative Arts. Is that not amazing? That's right. And she is coming to us from the actual museum itself and from the Liberace garage that houses all of the vehicles that he had. And of course, the museum itself houses all of the incredible outfits. Liberace, of course, an American legend, a musical legend, and so much more. Entertaining legend extraordinaire, Vegas and Hollywood, and you name it. And we are so excited to have her here on the show, Lisa. And that's a bonus. You guys didn't know that she's going to be coming to us live from Las Vegas, Nevada, right here, right now, inside the museum, the Liberace Museum, and also the Liberace Garage. As I mentioned, she's the entertainment director and the ambassador as well. But she herself has had a legendary career in entertainment. She's a consummate performer. We have a lot of mutual friends who have joined us as guests on the show as well. Lisa has been doing this for a long time. And again, she's somebody who truly cares. She was born in Los Angeles, California, to a musical family. Musical interests began at Coliseum Elementary School, where she played the cello, ukulele, guitar, and percussion. She sang first soprano in the choir and continued her singing at Hamilton High School and also at Pitzer College. She majored in education, sang in the Claremont College Choir, and she decided to pursue a singing career. You know, she also, from 75 to 78, her work included, the amateur work included working in the black circuit clubs of Los Angeles, performing as a soloist, background singer in venues with such renowned jazz artists as Joe Williams. From the experience, she was then hired as a studio background singer, with her first session being with bass legend Chuck Rainey, drummer James Gadson, and the late keyboard and arranger Richard T. from the first original Saturday Night Live group, the Stuff Band. That's right. Within a few months, she began her work as a background singer of Roots soundtrack fame at A&M Records, produced by Herb Alpert. And she was also the opening act for Minnie Riperton. That's right. After touring with Letta, she then continued recording sessions, and she's worked with the great Joe Cocker. During this time, Lisa also studied with the legendary voice master, Deanie Clark, and so many others. She's just absolutely amazing. And I'm telling you, this is really exciting to have her here on the show, coming to us again from Las Vegas, but not just Las Vegas, from the incredible Liberace Garage inside the Liberace Museum. As I mentioned, she is extraordinary at what she does. She has been doing it for a number of years. I just want to tell you a little bit more about her extraordinary background. Then she's going to join us. In May of 1978, Lisa went on tour with Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., you know, from the Fifth Dimension fame, six-time Grammy and 2022 Oscar winners, summer of 69. She was lead backup vocalist touring with them worldwide. And the first show residences were in Las Vegas at the Sands Hotel and the Copa Room, the Aladdin Hotel's Baghdad Room, owned at that time by Wayne Newton. While performing with Marilyn and Billy, Lisa did major television appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, The Merv Griffin Show, The Mike Douglas Show, all the shows we pay homage to here on our program. She also was on Reverend Jesse Jackson's Operation Breadbasket concerts and more. Lisa also had the opportunity to be a part of several movie scores, one of which included working with the acclaimed Grammy Award-winning Waters family. That's right, singers Maxine, Julia, and Orrin Waters on Gigli, that starred Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Yes. Since arriving in Las Vegas from Los Angeles 10 years ago, with her legendary guitarist husband, Tony Drake, songstress Lisa Gay successfully has created music events that brought The Music Live, sounds of classic jazz and soul with music and a class of its own that led to their residency of the original jazz soul venue at Alexis Park Resort in Las Vegas for over 4 years. Her musical experiences have led her to write and produce her own CD project releases, Watch What Happens, Christmas, Favorite Things, and Somewhere in My Lifetime, the single with her husband, guitarist Tony Drake, master violinist Mark Cargill, and also musical director and keyboardist arranger Greg Cook. That helped launch Lisa Gay, Tony Drake, and the Gentlemen of Thrill Band on tour with their live sonic gumbo mix. That's right, of classic soul and jazz and so much more. This is really something. She's got this extraordinary background. She loves it. Not only classic soul jazz, but also contemporary music in many venues, cruises, special events, concerts, political and educational events too. She's been honored with the Excellence in Entertainment Lounge Performer of the Year, along with her band, Lisa Gay, Tony Drake, and the Gentlemen of Thrill Band. Also honored by Entertainer Consumers Exchange Award as well, Best Urban Jazz Lounge and Band, and also the Sweet Louie Award for Outstanding Achievement in Entertainment. Now, Tony passed in 2015, if you didn't know. Lisa has continued to carry on Tony's great legacy of 54 years, working with Lou Rawls, Della Reese, Aretha Franklin. He's worked with Nina Simone, Barry White, Sonny Charles, Checkmates, Count Basie, Ray Charles Orchestra, many more. And in the music business, she's been creating a new, exciting adventure for all on her own. And Jonathan Scott co-produces Guitars in Heaven, the show at Harrah's Las Vegas. That was in 2018, honoring Tony Drake, with all proceeds going to the Veterans Transition Resource Center. Now, she's also had an opportunity to work with so many people. Remember when Clint Holmes was on our show and Kelly was on the show? Yes. She's also had opportunities to, the Bronx Wanderers and Paul Shortino and many, many others. She's been a regular host as well on Sun City Anthem TV show, Anthem Alive. Yep. A musical guest on ABC's Las Vegas Morning Blend, the Dennis Bono Show at South Point Hotel, popular Spotlight Spectacular events, and lots more. Currently performing Lisa's Living Room Show at New Gatsby's Supper and Gambit and Henderson and the Mob Museum. She also performed at the House of Blues Foundation, Mandalay Bay, the Bootlegger Bistro, and the Composer Showcase and Cabaret Jazz at the Smith Center. She's received rave reviews, continues to, and yeah, it's incredible. It's just, this is just the short list, folks. This is just the short list. She puts a combination of musical numbers, skits, and historical facts together in a humorous and touching conversational manner with her show. And she's got her rotating cast of musicians and entertainers and so much more. And her ongoing work in the Vegas community, she supports the veterans with Nina 10 Spotlight services to honor flight veterans. She donates her musical services to the Blind Allegiance Choir and many, many, many others. Songs of Phyllis Hyman, the show, debuted successfully at the Summertime Performing Arts Center last year, and lots more. Her new CD recording project with Grammy Award-winning jazz violinist Mark Cargill, he's the concert master for Lady Gaga's piano and jazz shows. That's right. That's in progress for a 2023 release. Folks, that's the short list. She's extraordinary. She truly is a musical genius, a musical legend. And if you only know what, there she is with the gang, and you can see on the bottom there on the right, there's Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. I would love to get those two on my show. We've been trying hard. We had Florence LaRue on the show. We've had so many. Freda Payne's been here, the Pointer Sisters, Melissa Manchester. We'd love to get Billy and Marilyn here, and hopefully we will. So stay tuned. But she is amazing. She's gonna sing a little bit for us too. And she's actually sitting right now in front of Liberace's pianos in the museum. So without further ado, because her resume is extensive, and we could easily spend an hour just talking about all the incredible things that she's known for and she's done. And she's a real firecracker, and she just loves what she does. Without further ado, seated in front of one of Liberace's incredible pianos inside the Liberace garage area, inside the Liberace Museum. I think she's even upstairs now in the museum portion. It is the incomparable Lisa Gay coming to us from Las Vegas. Welcome to the Jim
Everybody.
Master Show.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm fine. Oh, it's so great to be on the show. Thank you for having me, and also to my sister Barbara Brighton
Oh,
for
yes.
moving and grooving me your way as well.
Isn't she amazing? You may remember some of our folks that are watching around the world. The extraordinary comedian Barbara Brighton was a guest on our show live from Las Vegas. We had an extraordinary episode with her. And if you missed that episode with all the laughs, check it out archived right here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And for folks watching, if you'd like to comment during the show, say hi. You want to comment in our exclusive JMS Lovity chat room, say hi to me, to Lisa, to each other. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. It doesn't cost anything. And you can comment right now exclusively in our JMS Lovity chat room. Give this episode a thumbs up and a like and a comment as well. So you are coming to us from the Liberace Museum, huh?
Yeah, I'm at least place.
Wow.
I'm
That
at
is
least place.
wow. That is amazing, huh? So
It's a
tell me,
beautiful thing.
oh, yes, absolutely. And if folks haven't been there and they need to come and visit, how did you get involved? We're going to talk about your career and everything else, but how did
Yeah.
you get involved with the foundation and the museum as well?
Well, Jonathan Warren, bless his heart, he is our CEO, was one of the guests that came down to see us when we had opened our Alexis Park classic soul and jazz venue, as you were saying, our shows
Yeah.
there. And we got to talking about a whole bunch of things. And of course, Tony, we were talking about Count Basie and all the rest of that. And at that time, around the 2012, 2013 period, there was going to be a renovation that was going to be happening on the west side, which didn't come until way, way, way later on. But there were so many things that tied us all together. And they were getting ready to have an event with Jimi Hendrix's dad and his brother. And Tony, back in the day when he was musical director for a club that we had in California called the California Club, which all the entertainers either performed or came in and out when they were touring in and out of town. So he was a musical director, and Jimmy came down from Seattle. That was his first time to Los Angeles, coming in, and was basically looking for a gig. And Tony hired him at first to play rhythm with him. And then later on, obviously as time rolled along, he went on several other various gigs and things. And make a long story short, he became the Jimi Hendrix of who he became. And so we had the
Yes.
gallery piece, which was held at the Villa. And speaking of the museum in the 2012 period, 2011, 2012 period, was closed. And at that point, thanks to one of our consuls and board of directors, it was decided, since he owned the home, the villa that is, to move the bulk of the costumes and everything else of Lee's over there. So that's where they are currently now. And so we do private tours and things in regards at Liberace.org and or Liberace Museum. And it's been a beautiful thing, a successful piece. Over here, the cars have been over here for several years. And of course, during the pandemic, we wanted to make sure that we developed a storyline to tie it all together. And so that's when the beautiful chandeliers and a lot of rather really cool artifacts that are all over. And when you let me know, we'll take a little walk around. But it's really, really cool and compact. And we have what I call the regeneration of Lee, if you will. And so from that point on, we did events, we promoted, we did all sorts of really cool things because Lee was the man. He's the one who created Bling. Las Vegas looks like it does because of him. 1944, Lee was here before a bunch of folks, and quite naturally opening up the Riviera and moving and grooving and helping so many people in his fabulous career. Barbra Streisand being one, Elvis being another, and everybody else that's rolling around in between. There's so much to him, it's hard to kind of keep it in this brain over here, But
Yes.
we are located right down the street from Allegiant Stadium, our big, big, beautiful Raiders Stadium, right down the street from there on Dean Martin.
Oh, that's incredible, huh?
Hmm.
How
Hmm.
amazing. And the
Yes,
cart collections and the clothing and
yes,
all of the it's extraordinary to see it all because always people always heard about it and read about it, but they didn't
right.
realize that he was a serious collector of many artifacts, beautiful art, vehicles, and so much more. Had you ever had an opportunity in your career to work with Liberace or be in the same, room with Liberace at all over the years?
Well, actually, well, I was kind of sort of in the same direction with Lee because of the fact that my parents decided that we needed to have, or my dad decided we needed to take a trip with them here to Las Vegas. They had normally stayed at the Sahara and places
Yeah.
like that, but my dad told my mom, "No, let's take them." We were preteens then. They said, "Let's go to Vegas." He said, "What are they going to do?" He said, "Listen, they have a new hotel there. It's the tallest hotel. It's beautiful. It's called the International Hotel, 1969." So we came here. The pool wasn't finished. The teen center wasn't completed as of yet. But my dad, he was just as cool and just as savvy as he wanted to be, and was able to get a golf cart and a driver with us to take us swimming over at the Desert Inn and things like that. Really accommodating. And the killing part was that they were here to see the final performance of Barbara Streisand before she decided to step away from the stage because of quite naturally the stage fright, which of course she came back years later and went to the MGM Grand and just
Yes.
blew it, because she is Barbara Streisand. She is fantastic. So with all of that, we were getting ready to leave the following day. Oh, and before that, my brother and I were sitting in the seating that was right there at the entrance. And back in those days, you couldn't step your foot on the casino floor if you were a child. Everybody runs all through it now. Back then, and so we were sitting there, and Liberace's walking this way. I mean, he's booking. I mean, he's someplace he had to be real quick. So he's going one way, and then here comes Bill Cosby the other way with tennis rackets because he's getting ready to go to the tennis courts, right? Do his thing. So as he's walking, little did we know that while he was walking, he bumped into my daddy, literally. I mean, crashed into daddy. And he was kind, he was generous, and pushing that on down the line into the early 70s when Tony was here with so many different artists. He was invited by one of Lee's arrangers to come and stop by and drop off some charts because they were going to go to lunch. And he said, "Man," he said, come on with me to see Lee." He said, "Man, Lee who?" He said, "Liberace, man, Liberace." My husband said, "Oh, that's cool. This is great. Let's go." So he goes and they start talking about jazz. A lot of people don't know that jazz was one of Lee, just to his heart, if you will. And so my husband rather, I'm sorry, asked him, he said, "Well, what is it that you why wouldn't you play a little bit of jazz, some blue notes and everything else?" And he said, "Man, my audience would not understand all of that." So they laughed about it. And because of the theory, the jazz, the this and that, they set up and Lee invited him back to have lunch 2 more days. So they spent 3 days together sitting up talking charts and everything else they could talk about. That was the last time that either one of them saw each other, so to speak. And we asked him, Jonathan and I asked him and said, "Well, why didn't you tell us this story before about you and Lee?" He said, "Well, you never asked me, so I didn't,
Right.
needless to say." But
Wow.
that was the connection with Lee. And then, of course, all the different connections. There's so many stories, when you come over into the garage or even take the tour, you will find out so many things you never ever knew about how great, beside being one of the greatest musicians in the world, concert pianist and the whole shebang, but one of the greatest hearts in this whole business. And of course, Las Vegas is, again, what it looks like because of him and the French Connection, which is a whole nother different story.
You must have really learned so much more and
Oh,
appreciated Liberace even more than you already had through all of this
absolutely.
experience, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolute, and all the different artists he came in contact with, the Tripoli Trinidad steel band, if you will. You can look that up on you, and Lord knows you can look it up on YouTube. And he heard this beautiful, beautiful sound when he was doing a state fair. He went over and saw this 25-piece beautiful steel pan band orchestra, and he said, "Oh my God, who runs this?" And he met Hugh Borge, who was the musical director, and he said, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come with me? Come with me. Let's travel. Let's do my television show, which, of course, we have the Emmys here all for everybody to see, of course, and also his Oscar nods." Um, and they did do that, and it became a celebration because Lee said, "Everybody needs to hear this music. Why isn't anybody hearing this music?" And he
Right.
was the type that would just dip in and do all sorts of stuff, whether it be that, whether it be the sports world, whether it be just the everyday person, or just flipping some steaks on a barbecue. Because of course he also was a chef. We have cookbooks and things from him, and also. He was interior design and all the rest of that. He was not only the true showman and the ultimate influencer. He was a man about town and everything that you could put your hands on in life. You know, he's originally from Milwaukee area, and learned a lot from watching as a child with his dad, who was a French horn player during the vaudeville days, or as Lee says, vaudeville.
Vaudeville.
Vaudeville days. Yeah,
Vaudeville. Yes,
vaudeville days.
that's
And
right.
so many things. It's just so much. It's so extensive, but it's so good. And the stories that people come in with, and the contacts that we make throughout all of this, it is truly the regeneration of Liberace. And
Wow.
I'm so
That's
proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, what an extraordinary thing. You've been a part of the scene for quite a few years, my friend. It's extraordinary. Tell us about your early inspirations. Obviously, you come from a musical family in California and Los Angeles. What were some of the things that inspired you early on to go into music and treat us with all these wonderful, many, many years of fabulous music?
Well, my grandmother and great grandmother were graduates of Fisk University as music teachers. My grandmother played while she was there, graduated top of her class as the one of the pianists for the Fisk Jubilee Singers. My grandfather, who she would meet later on, whose father, Aunt Paul, was born and raised in Ireland.
Ah,
Later on, coming to, because his people were brought there as slaves originally,
yeah.
and as time went along, he ended up in Waco, Texas. And
Wow.
from Waco, Texas, my papa, my granddaddy, was to be. And at that time, my grandfather, my great grandfather, Uncle, was a porter. So the trains were that huge connection for them to come back and forth to Los Angeles. So that's where the whole option was to say, well, let's come to Los Angeles. And quite naturally, after World War II, if you will, when everybody was moving and grooving around, and even prior to that, because I can also bring in the fact about Central Avenue in Los Angeles, which was the heyday during, especially during World War II, with music and jazz and everything else that had to be. And of course, the movies and all the rest of that that went on with the rich, rich history of Central Avenue. And my grandfather, my great grandfather, was privy to that and got hip to all of that. And therefore, everybody moved to California. And
Mm.
then after World War II was over, then everybody moved from the east side, which is considered the east side of Harbor Freeway, to the west side, which became, for us, the Crenshaw district. Crenshaw district that is now today still standing and whatnot. But so much rich history came from that as well. And so with the music coming up in elementary school, that was parlay. You did everything that was music, dance, and all that good stuff. And then coming on, like you said, coming on down the line, going through school, Madrigals and all the rest of that, Pitzer, and then getting into the clubs. And the clubs was the teaching experience. Of course, Tony had been through all of that and then some, and he and Billy Preston actually were buddies coming up through the church, playing in the church, and so many other people. And it was musical. Los Angeles was a whole nother different thing because we were able to experience all genres of music. I don't care if it was Beach Boys, I don't care, Led Zeppelin, you name it, we were all about it, and had such a great time. So you couldn't get away from them. You didn't want to get away from them because everything was just fantastic during that period. Growing up in the 60s and 70s, throughout all the trials and tribulations that there are in all of our lives through the years, Los Angeles was the creme de la creme, if you
Mm.
would say, for the West Coast. So we won't leave out the Bay Area either, or San Diego, but Los Angeles was the entertainment capital of the world.
Look at
period.
this great
So that's
photo
what
we have
for
here
me.
on the screen. This is you
Oh yeah.
guys, huh? Tell us
That's
about
us. That's
this.
us. That's us. Go moving and grooving down the line. That was the cover of Watch What Happens with Tony and with Greg. And behind the scenes, of course, is still Mark Cargill. And we released this, and it really, really took off.
Yeah.
We were contacted by Carnival Cruise Lines, and the way we went with doing the cruise piece of it. And when we came back, we were able to have a 9-piece, like you said, the gumbo mix, a 9-piece group, which was made up of beautiful players, you name it, from Stevie Wonder, my goodness, the Pointer Sisters, my goodness, just so many. And a lot of them were just great friends with Tony and said, come on, let's put this group together. And then when people were in and out of town, because everybody's busy, then we would just have a big party worth of the most talented musicians in the music business. And
Yeah,
I
I know.
was privy to that. I was just, I was like a kid in the candy store,
Your
if you
kid in
will.
a candy store,
Kid in the candy
absolutely, and
store.
of course, all of the years with, A&M Records as
Yes,
well, and
yes,
tell us about some of that
yes,
and leading to,
yes.
the introduction to, of course, Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis
Oh my
Jr. and
goodness. Oh, Marilyn, really. Um, A&M Records, fabulous man by the name of Betty Braxton. Betty Braxton, Richard T. My goodness, that combination right there was just amazing. And actually, with Chuck Rainey, the first session that we had was a hand clapping session. So who wants to do hand claps? They do. She does. Here she goes. Send her down there. And from that point on, doing various sessions over there and meeting so many people. A&M Records was like going to college, and you never knew who you'd run into turning the corner. Studio, you'd have Quincy would be over here, Carpenters, this, that, all that other good stuff. Especially after, of course, Karen Carpenter passed away, which Tony also had worked with them as well. And he himself was a studio musician. However, we did not meet until way after that. And but A&M Records was the creme de la creme as far as teaching and being able to rub those elbows and those voices with the greatest background singers there. Mary Clayton, who Tony also was with, of course, was the voice of "Gimme Shelter" with the Stones, and they used to go open for the Stones and all the rest of that. Because during those periods of time, you had a whole bevy, a mixture of different artists that would be out on the concert tour packages. You see. And so from there, I mean, I'm just, young and all the rest of that. But then the next opportunity that came up was Letta and Bulu. Letta and Bulu, woo, who
Mhm.
was the background singer originally with Mary Makeba. And then quite naturally, when the Roots Project came up, she and her husband, Kaifa Samaya, and of course, Herb Alford, who we used to rehearse in his office, do vocal rehearsals in his office,
Wow.
went on
Uh,
ahead. And we just had an incredible time in regards to we had an incredible time in regards to
See, everybody loves
doing
you.
all that. It was a great experience. And then when we went
Oh,
to
yeah.
DC to open for Minnie and Howard University, it was just amazing. So moving from that period, then the Marilyn and Billy, my girlfriend Gail Diedrich, who was the musical director then, and is semi-retired now, but she's semi-retired from Natalie Cole, who she did 15 years with and won a
Wow.
Grammy. And
Yeah.
she's got a big old stack of all that in between as well. But I came, got the audition, went out on the road with them, and Marilyn and Billy. At that point, then it was going to school to watch how, from the from like they say, from 20 feet beyond and under and around and behind and all the rest of that, to
Yes.
actually watch them do their thing and to show the professionalism, to show and then being able to look at the audience eyes. That's what I used to love. Just watch the audience
Look
reactions
at
to
the eyes and the
all everything, the
reactions.
movements, the hits, the this, the that. It was just the greatest experience in the whole wide world with them. And they are here every year doing Valentine's at the Orleans, and I get a chance to see them as well. Tony was also with them, and also with the Fifth Dimension as well. And they are two of the greatest people you ever did want to meet and ever did want to perform with and work under. They were amazing. They still are amazing. And of course, they just were part of the whole Oscar piece too. Along,
Yes.
yeah, right. And so they're just everything. In fact, I think they just did a television thing as well, just
Yes.
recently. So they are moving and grooving. They sound fantastic. And another friend of mine, David Otaki, is with them, and it's just they're just amazing people. That's what they are,
Look at that
and they have a
photo
beautiful
there. Isn't
ministry.
that a great
Yeah,
one? Tell us everybody
yeah,
in this one.
right. Well, of course, Marilyn and Billy, and then myself behind Marilyn. That's Tony behind Billy. And then Sonny Porter. He was our road manager, and he's Billy's best friend from childhood from St. Louis. And got the chance to see them the last time he and his wife were down. We had a great time. And Dominique Allen, who was right there behind them, next to Sonny, rather. And Dominique was the second voice lead singer for Journey. I mean, excuse me, not
Oh,
Journey. Excuse me,
yes.
not Journey. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Let me check myself on that. But, but he's fantastic. His beautiful wife also is a great Tony Award-winning actress as well, Lee, and he is just amazing and a sweet man on top of that. And but
Wow.
next to him, which is not I don't see in the picture here, would be Bobby Brooks Wilson, who is the son of Jackie Wilson, by the way, another one that Tony, of course, had
Oh,
played with as
yes.
well.
Boy.
Yeah, and then this was the Gentlemen of Thrill Band here in Las Vegas opening. There's Marcus Johnson and I don't see Nate he's in there somewhere too, but this is over at Alexis Park. This is 2011 over there. So that's when we were at Alexis Park doing our thing, and of course me and Tony rolling and doing our thing as well.
It's a
And
beautiful shot.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it's my favorite. It's definitely my favorite. And we have just come a long way. This is the Dennis Bono show. Oh my goodness, Dennis Bono show. Dennis in the middle over there, and we that in fact that was the last show that we did together on
Yeah.
Dennis's show, and quite naturally with him, uh, it was
Yeah.
just a beautiful thing. So we really had a great time. That is at the Foundation Room, which is right up there in Mandalay Bay. And then also the Bootlegger, which Kelly,
Yes.
of course, Kelly headed up the celebrity show there for many, many years and has a sit-in now as well. And then that's Dennis Bono's show. And that was, all those great times. The first time I went back to do it by myself was kind of strange, but I made it on through. There's Vince Prester right there, fantastic uh, gentleman, and also has one of the most beautiful horns you ever did want to hear. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then that's the Freaking Frog. That was originally when we first came here, and they had the Freaking Frog was UNLV's place. It was the spot. It was
Yeah.
the spot. Yeah, it was the spot for all musicians to come in, hang out, and meet and greet people, just like
Absolutely.
Bootlegger Kelly's. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really
hmm
something special.
hmm
Another great shot.
Yeah, that's from the Suncoast. That's when we were doing the Ed Matthews show. Ed Matthews had shows here, and Ed Matthews, by the way, was the manager for Sarah Vaughan for many years as well too.
Oh,
Ed is
yeah. That's
still with
right.
us. He's a fabulous, fabulous man, and he has launched many, 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 many careers and opened up many eyes here in Las Vegas over the years. He's an icon here.
Absolutely. It's really
Mhm.
incredible the amount of lives touched
Mhm.
and all the music. Is
Oh
another great
yes,
shot.
yes, bootlegger,
Yeah.
bootlegger right there.
Isn't that incredible? Another great
And
one.
then yeah, and then we did our one of our first Central. We called it the Central Avenue show, and that was a really great show with Woody Woods and just a host of just the super duper talented musicianship there.
Mm.
And then Nina Ten's the spotlight. Yes, spotlight. Okay, spotlight. We're getting ready to close over here, so we're gonna have to cut it short. They're waving at me over here. They're
He's waving over there, huh? So I have
waving
to
at me.
you gotta move to another area, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Either or that or walk out the door with it. That's probably Bobby Brooks Wilson right there.
right
That's
there.
him. Yeah, that's him right there. We were receiving awards.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And the beautiful thing, and Bobby is out there doing it. He's moving his jazz legacy around, and then he also has his own. And Bobby is he's just amazing and sweet. And you would think you would see the true other side of his dad.
You want
He's
to,
a spitting image of his
while you're
dad.
moving around there, finding another
Yes,
spot, do you want to tell
yes,
us what we're seeing? She's
yes.
at the Liberace Garage, the museum right there in Las Vegas, Nevada. And look at what she's around her. This is all Liberace's vehicles. It's incredible.
This is
Tell
all
us what we're
Liberace.
seeing.
You're seeing the cars. You're seeing his cars. You are seeing right here, you're seeing his Roadster. There's the Roadster right there, which of course was on the, can I get that? Can I get that? Yeah, there we go. And it was on the cover of Duran Duran's Pop Trash back in June of 2000. Then you go on down the line, and this is the taxi. This is the taxi he ordered from London and used to go and pick up his friends from the airport because he figures, why send a car when you can have a taxi? Oh my goodness. And then the Bicentennial Rose that's here. And along with, of course, the DeVille, one of the 8 largest roses ever built. The only difference is that Lee has a left-hand drive, the only left-hand drive out of the group. And then, you got the wonderful, if you will, merchandising, which is the new merchandise that's coming out. And then, of course, we have wonderful pictures like when Lee came to work with Sammy Davis Jr. to do a beautiful Queen for the Queen. So this is one. There is an opening night with Barbra Streisand and Liberace at the Riviera. And more pictures and more things. So just as I'm walking around here. So it's just a bevy of different things beside the pictures and the artifacts that we have all the way around, even
Which
from his
vehicle would
home.
you pick, Lisa?
Oh, it's the Roadster. I mean,
You'd pick
I would pick the Roadster because it has an 8-track player in it. There's an 8-track player.
Now, is that chandelier from his house? The chandelier?
That's from his house. That's from his house. Yep. Ooh, there we go. There it is. Yes, there are many artifacts here too from his home as well. Then we have there we go. Then we've got more of the beautiful chandeliers. And this is, let me get over here a little bit. There we go. Whoa, come up, come up, come up and come back. I need a real camera, huh? But anyway, so these are some of like this.
Wow, look at
There it
that,
is.
huh?
Thank you. So that's the Bradley right there. That's the Bradley kit car. And this was one of the cars that he kept in his homes that he would drive around. And we actually have the wonderful QR codes and all the rest of that, where he actually on the YouTubes actually slides in and gets into this one right here. Everybody loves that one. It's fun and all of that and then some. And then of course we have
His
the beautiful time.
Volkswagen, yeah.
Volkswagen and all that. And of course, from the actual museum itself, we have the timeline. And all of this, I want to say this too, all of this is included, it's turning lights out on me now, but all that's included in Hollywood Cars. And Hollywood Cars.
He's turning the lights out on you. Doesn't he know who
The
you
lights.
are?
Yeah, he knows who I am, but you know. So we're in Hollywood Cars, and so everything from Batman to James Bond is in here as well. Just so you can see, this is one
So
of the
you've got
rooms.
cars. There's cars there from movies and
Yes,
shows.
yes,
Wow.
yes. And we
Not
are on
just
the backside.
Liberace, but everything.
Not
Wow.
just Liberace, but everything. Everything. We've got just all sorts of fun things going on over here at it's Hollywood Cars, and in that is the garage on top of that.
That's
And so this is here
all part of
to,
the museum. And wow, so when you get tickets to the museum, you get to come into this as well.
or you can come in, or you can just come, well, you have to pass it anyway, or you can come and get the ticket directly from Liberace. Go to liberace.org. Pictures.
Wow, that's a lot of history there, huh?
Pictures. Roy Hamilton. Pictures. Cher. Where's Cher? There she is. Cher and Lee. Here's the party right here. You go over here. Engelbert Humperdinck. And let me see. I don't know if I can get this. Well, and all the wonderful well, this is a small portion of all of the pictures we have in regards to all of the fantastic artists along the way with him. And as we're
Wow.
moving around here,
Beautiful.
and then the history of Anna Natisse and all of the history that we talk about in regards, let me see if I can get this right. Let's see, is it going to do it? There we go. That's Anna Natisse, who was the furrier to not only Lee, but everybody in Las Vegas and in Hollywood and around the world. She just passed away last year. And then we
Epic
also,
picture. Yeah.
and then we also have the costumes. Where am I? Let's see. There we go. We also have the costumes from behind the candelabra over here. This is Michael Douglas's costume. There we go.
Beautiful. Barbara Brighton is watching. Our friend is watching. She says, Lisa is a great ambassador. She's loving this. She's watching. Yeah, right there from Vegas.
Oh boy, I tell you.
We
I
love
tell you, I'm
Barbara.
turning lights off and things.
Next time she comes east, I'm going to take her to her hometown in Boston, and I'm going to buy her a big
Right?
lobster and a big bowl of chowder just for Barbara
There you
Bright.
go. There you go. Now see, that's how you do it. That's
That's
how
how
you
you do
do
it.
it.
That's it.
That's how you
This,
do it.
this place is
And
amazing, huh?
it's amazing. And when you come out, we have to tour you. And one thing I want to show you too, this. See this crystal right here? That is the largest. I have these things in my teeth here, but the largest Swarovski or Swarovski
Oh, the
crystal in the
Swarovski
world.
crystal.
It
Yes.
was created for Lee because he purchased over 300,000 crystals for his cars and also for his costumes. Let's see, let me go this way. There we go. And there is the famous Baldwin piano. Oop, there we go. Oop, let me move my hand. Let me see. There it is. That's the Baldwin with the crystals.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm. And to see these and the costumes and everything else up front is just too much. And let me see. Let me see if I can get this right. Here we go. And of course,
With all the crystal and all
all
of the shining things there, you probably don't even need to have the lights on.
yeah, it's so true because they glisten. Everything just
Yes.
glistens. Everything glistens.
Yeah, it
Everything
sure
just glistens.
does.
Yes, it
Absolutely.
does. Yes, it does. So it's a beautiful thing, and um, I'm proud, as Tony was so proud to be a part of all of this as well. There we go. Okay, so I'm walking back.
Yeah, you are.
Let me walk
Yeah.
back. Let
Look
me
at this
walk back.
place. Mm.
There we go. Okay, I'm back.
So
So
is there another location you're able to go to while we still
yes,
chat? And
yes,
good.
it's at Liberace.org. It's a private tour that goes. If anybody wants to check that out, then you just
Yes.
need to go to Liberace.org and museum and tours, and that's how you do it. You come and pick
That
you
should be
up.
the title of one of your songs, you know,
What is
and
that?
that's how you do it.
And that's how you do
And
it.
that's
Oh, you know
or
what? I
or
think I'm gonna try to do that.
that should be your the title of your memoir. That should be your memoir title, and that's how you do it. And
That's how you
it's
do
your
it.
whole life is your memoir. And
Listen,
that's how you do it, and that's how I did it, and that's how I'm doing it.
I am so listen, as I'm doing all this, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for everything um, that there is. I was uh, at the year after Tony passed, I was diagnosed with there we go. I was diagnosed with stage 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but stage 4 cancer. And thanks to my beautiful doctors, Dr. Obara and Dr. Footeran. They have kept this smile on my face. And the dear Lord, of course, above, along with Tony and everybody else up there who keeps shining down on me and saying, just do it. Just do it. It's going to be all right. So I figure, here's to life. Let's do it all.
That's amazing. That is,
Hmm.
thanks for sharing that, because I don't know if
Yeah,
everybody really
yeah.
knew. And well, you're a very positive, spirited, loving person. So I think
Thank
that
you.
is also what
Thank you.
shines through. And the Lord above realizes that he's saying, "Are you kidding me? She's a firecracker. We need Lisa Gay in this world right now. This world is upside down.
It is
We
upside down.
need
Yeah,
her." That's how you
it's
do it,
upside
like you
down.
say. We need Lisa's energy, her passion, her love of music and people and life. And, uh, not yet. He's not ready yet.
No, we're going to, my role is always, we're going to keep moving and grooving, no matter what. And I wrote a song called "Believe in Love," which is on the Watch What Happens album. And in fact, I'm in session tomorrow to record some really cool stuff that Tony and I had started working on with Tony Pereira, Mike Candido. My goodness, David. Oh my goodness, it's just going to be just
It's
so
incredible.
good. It's going to be so good. And I am John Bell's a guy who used to be with Natalie as well. Tony Pereira. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very, very cool. It's going to be very cool, and I can't wait to do that, and just to keep on living. But my grandfather's favorite line was, uh, "Believe in love and never be afraid to live." So that's what I close the big shows that I do, and I
Uh,
always tell people, never be afraid to live, no matter what.
that's right.
Mhm,
Absolutely right.
mhm.
And they're all, Kathleen Walker in New York City says, "You are wonderful, Lisa, and bless you."
Oh, tell it to bless
Yes.
him too,
Jen
and
in
Merry Christmas.
Pennsylvania. Merry
Oh
Christmas.
my goodness.
Jen in Pennsylvania says, "Lisa, you're a warrior strong. You got
Oh,
this."
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
They're
so
all,
much. You
it's
know
really,
what, we might as well while we're here, huh? We might
yeah,
as well get on up there and just get on up, right? Like James
that's,
Brown said.
that's exactly right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh, I wanted to say one more thing. I'm and absolutely. And one more thing I wanted to say too was I saw you with the Ronnie Spector thing.
She
I saw
was
you
a
with the
dear
Ronnie
friend
Spector
of
thing.
ours. Yeah.
Well, and Tony was with the Wall of Sound too, and he knew Ronnie as well because he worked with her as
Yes.
well. Because when
Friend
I
of the
saw that with you, I meant to tell you that. I saw that. I said, "Oh my God!" Right?
Yeah,
But
I'm
he goes
friends.
that he's on. Yes, he was
Yeah.
one of the Wall of Sound musicians under Phil Spector
uh,
and
it's a
Darling, all
small,
those guys, right?
Ronnie Spector was an amazing person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
All
said
the
so.
Ronettes.
He said so.
Absolutely.
He said so.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to tell you that little piece where I get kicked
Look at
out of
this
here.
shot.
Foundation Room, Mandalay Bay, at the top.
Now, do you have another spot to go to while we still chat if they kick you out
Well,
of
I
there?
got it. Well, I have to, I'm packing up my little stuff while we're talking because I need to go outside the building at this point so people can go home. That's what it is. That's what they keep coming back about. So,
Look at this
and which
shot
is
here.
understandable. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, I did my research.
One of our, yes, yes. One of our great comedians and storytellers, Steve, one of the who that was one of the award shows too. Another one of our award pieces that we did, and
Yeah,
he,
it was
um,
incredible.
amazing man, amazing man, amazing man, amazing man.
Wonderful shots of you too. Some
That's
fabulous photos. Look at this.
photographer Alan Mercer, who is absolutely one of the um, finest celebrity photographers in the business. He's been in the business a long
Yes.
time. His resume goes a whole nother different space too.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Really
he's.
fantastic. So you're going outside. This is cool to see this.
I am just elated, even though I'm so sorry. I have to. Well, that figures with me something
You
different.
get locked in the museum, the garage.
Well, if I do get locked in the museum, then I just have to call Jonathan, and he just has to come over, and we have to reset everything and do all that other good stuff. But hopefully,
You just
we
start
will be able to
singing,
get up.
right?
Right, right. Well, you're coming, rescue me. Here, do that.
Right.
Come and do that. All I do is call him, and I'm just trying to pack up stuff and do all that other stuff that we do. It's almost like that roadie stuff, you know.
Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
For folks just
And
joining
just like it
us, I am your
move
host,
and
Jim
groove on out of
Masters.
here. But
Yes, she's
my
gonna exit the
goodness, I tell you
building.
what, though, Jim, so many good things about you, and then some,
I
and then
appreciate
some.
that. I appreciate that.
And I am so appreciative of everything.
Oh, yes, we all
So
have to be. Life
appreciative
is
of it all.
precious and short, and we talk about that a lot on our show.
So,
For folks who are
do
just
I get
tuning
a
in,
second interview, or should I? What should I do?
yeah, no, you're still here. You're still with us.
Jim.
Everybody's still here. Can you
Oh,
do you hear
there
us
you go.
now?
There
Yeah.
we go.
We were just a little she got disconnected. Hopefully she'll be able to chime in again. It was really interesting because she was trying so hard in the beginning of the show before we went live to get a signal because she's actually there, at Hollywood Cars, sort of at the museum in the Liberace garage. And it's sort of the area where she started out with was down below where the cars are. And so there really wasn't much of a Wi-Fi signal. But oh boy, the cars are incredible. But here she is. There you are. Now, you hear me, Lisa? Lisa, do you hear me? This is one of the things about doing these shows live. Uh, maybe I should pre-record all of
All
them.
right.
Yeah. So Lisa, do you hear me? We see there. Let's see. Is that the roof? Is that the sides? We hear the zippers. Here. This is kind of cool. We could pretend that she's in the museum. Well, she's in the museum, but we could pretend. Okay, what do you think that sounded? That sounded like a chair that she was sliding, right? What else can we hear? Lisa, you're hooked up, Lisa. I just there's Lisa because she wants to sing for us too. So she's trying to figure out. She thought she'd be able to stay in there a little longer, and she figured that she'd be able to do. We were able to squeeze in the tour, which was nice. She did that impromptu. She wanted to do that anyway, but there's. She's almost there. This is what it was like before we started the show. Just so you know, because we had started the show, live a little bit late because her signal is going out, in and out. But she'll be back. In the meantime, happy holidays, gang. I'm Jim Masters, and our special guest is the incomparable music legend, Lisa Gay, singer, songwriter, music legend extraordinaire, ambassador, also entertainment director for the Liberace Foundation for the Performing Arts and Creative Arts in Las Vegas, Nevada. Maybe you didn't know that as well. And she has worked with them all the legends. Tony Drake, of course, extraordinary legend. Her husband, he did pass in 2015, but she's continuing his legacy with the music. And she herself, her legacy is absolutely incredible. And how do you like our holiday set while Lisa's getting all organized there in Vegas? How do you like our holiday set, huh? We've been working hard at this for the last couple of days, and I think we debuted it yesterday on the show. And it's kind of cool, huh? You got everything here, the poinsettias, and you've got all the gifts, and we have a monster tree here too. You're only seeing part of the tree. It's a sizable tree. It goes all the way down to the floor, and then it goes way up past the screen here, way up into heaven. It's a terrific tree that we have here. We always sort of like to decorate our set based on the season, the holiday, whatever's going on. And we really did it up here this year, huh? Really beautiful. Let's see if we can give you a little shot. Yeah, look at all this, huh? Very, very nice. Not quite the Liberace Museum, but it is Lovelady Hall for all of you. Yeah, you can see, but you got a snowman back there. You got the Santa Claus hat, the snowman, and just a lot of different things. The gifts over here, the poinsettias, and there's candles behind, and a lot of stuff. And real, just that tree is something else. Really nice. It's for all of you, gang. It's for all of you as we celebrate the holiday season together. So while she's trying to figure her way back because she had to exit out of the building, she wants to sing for us as well. Well, let's show you a few things here that, in case you joined us late. First of all, this is where she was. She was just leaving that area there. And that is, of course, the fantastic Liberace garage. Those are just some of the many, many vehicles that he collected. You can even see a Volkswagen there, a pink Volkswagen. Yeah, done up with the front end there. That looks like a Rolls Royce on the left-hand side. Coming to us from, again, the garage at Hollywood Cars and the Liberace Museum. And this is at the museum itself. And there are so many, many, many outfits, costumes that he had, the chandeliers, the rings, the ornaments. Did you see that huge Swarovski crystal that she showed us? Jeez, I thought I was looking at the Hope Diamond, and that might even be bigger. Liberace's Swarovski crystal. And of course, Liberace, you might not have realized when Lisa was coming on the show, the connection to Liberace. But yeah, she is the ambassador and entertainment director for the museum. And he just, of course, a legend, quite a showman, really like Wayne Newton, Mr. Las Vegas. There's some more of the cars. She showed us a couple of those, which was really, really cool. And then, of course, she herself, Lisa, a legend in the industry on so many different levels. And there you have on the bottom right, let's see, we'll pull up this one. There's Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., of course. And here's some more shots of her. Again, she was signed to A&M Records way back and was a background vocalist for them too. And she's worked with so many of the greats. She is one of the greats herself, as much as we talk about everybody else. I know we had, well, about an hour, and just really, really nice, and love this. Love your red and green lights. We did a great job decorating. Thank you very much. Glad you guys liked the, thanks Crystal in Connecticut, and Jen in Pennsylvania, and Jane in Sweden, and Kathleen in New York City. Love your red and green lights. You did a great job decorating. Thank you very much. And Jen. Sherry Larson says, loving the set. Nice. Barbara remembers laughing and swearing. That is funny. Great shot of Lisa there. Here's some more. We showed some of these earlier. She's coming back. Yeah, she's back. Lisa does not give in or give up.
I'm back.
There she is. There she is. Barbara thought you went home. She goes, Lisa went home.
No, here I am.
You are a go-getter. Now, where are you? It looks like you have the moon above you.
I'm in the car.
You're in your car? Oh, great.
I'm in my car now. Wait a minute. Let me see. There we go. Oh, there we go. I am in my car. Uh-oh, I'm on my hands. I apologize.
No, that's great. No, that's fine. They're just excited. They're all, they love this. And I had the other day, we had Theo Peoples and Joe Coleman, the voices of classic soul.
Yeah.
From all those legendary groups as well. They were just with us recently. And when I was chatting with Joe Coleman, before he went into his hotel room, he was in his car and we were chatting in the car. That's the big thing. Everybody, I guess, was it Seinfeld that started doing the things in the cars?
Oh, yeah. And
that was a spectacular tour. I know it was the Nickel tour. So we'll do a longer version down the line, but you got a lot in there in a short period of time, which was really, really amazing. Let's talk about some of the amazing things in your career. What are some of the highlights of your career that really stand out, special moments that still stick with you today? And I know there's many, Lisa.
Well, the Marilyn and Billy was, it's just to my heart. And the last year that before they went and did some separate things, Billy went and recorded a gospel project, and then Marilyn went and did a theater piece as well. And that last year, Tony and I got to tour together. Now, we weren't married then, but he was sweet on me. That's right. That's right. He was sweet on me. And I was like, I don't know about you. But the other glorious thing was, I said, I don't know about you. I don't know about. And, but later on down the line, because we had known each other over 30 years anyway. And later on down the line, we, I also have a 20-year career in operations management for Nordstrom and Tommy Hilfiger and all these other things, when all of a sudden we had a big dip in the music business, which Michael Jackson brought that back really single-handedly in the early 80s. And so that was a beautiful thing. But I got to tell you, the most recent thing was receiving a standing ovation for my Phyllis Hyman show, as far as the music is concerned.
Tell us about that. What was that like, putting that fabulous tributary show together, and the response that you got, which is just people are still talking about it?
Oh my goodness. Tony and I had started trying to work on that years ago. And later on down the line, we were able to have the blessing, because of course Tony was with Barry White for many years, world tours and all that, and kind of piggybacking to that, he was the one called me from Africa to say, don't you think about time you got up and started singing solo? I'm coming back, and I got a fishing buddy friend of mine named Mark Cargill, and we're going to do a CD. What do you think about that? Come on, Lisa, come on, you got to do it. You got to do it. I said, okay. And that's what kept me away from that world, because I just knew I'd be the vice president or senior vice president of operations before it was all over with. But that was not in the stars, as the dear Lord would put it. And anyway, so I carried those charts with me. The original ones that we started working with another friend of us actually did and notated it note for note, most of her things, because her arrangements are so incredible. And then Chris Claremont, guitarist Chris Claremont, who had worked with Brian, who also was with Barry after Tony's group had moved on, who was out of Detroit, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And was a fan. Not only is he a super duper guitarist, but he's also a fabulous singer. And his show is BB and Me, has a BB King show that is just outrageous. And so Chris took it on and wrote all the charts for the show. All the horn, everything. When I did Christmas thing, he did the horn, all the whole shebang. And he was originally with Human Nature out here. He opened with a Human Nature show out here.
Right. Yes.
For like 5 years, right? And he did a lot of, all that. And so he'll be coming back out of here in the next, probably sometime next year too, because after pandemic stuff, then he had to move to Detroit because his dad just passed away. So he'll be coming back. But Chris took it and he did that. And he was able to be here to do the show with me. And I was, and of course, the most incredible musicianship yet again, that was surrounding Bill Zappia and, oh my goodness, it was just so many. It was just an incredible show. And to be able to come out and still, how do you say, be me, so to speak?
Yes,
be me.
you are.
I didn't do the hat. I didn't do all the rest of that, because Phyllis was Phyllis. Phyllis was her own entity, her own idol. But my whole thing is to bring out the voices and the people who nobody seemingly remembers except for all of us who are endearing love, for them. And Phyllis Hyman is one of the greatest singers in the world, period in the conversation. And her best buds were like Nancy Wilson and Regina Bell and Patti LaBelle, and and on it goes, right? And she's New York, right? She had answered both of them. She's New York,
East Coast, yes,
right? Philly, right, and all that. But her voice was so incredible. And so to know also that Barry Manilow was her label mate at Buddha Records when she came out with Somewhere in My Lifetime, he was the one who arranged that song written by Juan Alvarez. Somewhere in my lifetime, you were here with me. Oh my goodness. Just an incredible voice.
It's amazing. It looks like you have a halo over your head. It's incredible. Yeah.
See him now.
Yeah.
I know what the light. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, there it is.
There it is. Wow,
There it
look
is.
at her.
There it
She's,
is.
that's wow. You know what
But
that is?
what is that?
That's Tony watching over you.
He is amazing. He's always on my shoulder. He's
He's
saying
right
things like,
there.
she's telling, tell those horns they're out of tune. Tony was just all about that. And
Yeah.
he does. I see him. And when I'm looking out in an audience, especially if I'm doing a large crowd type of situations in these shows, then I always look back and I see him back there with his arms folded, his hat on his head, smiling and saying, "Go, booby, go, booby. You're doing it, booby. You're doing it." And I always say to him, I say, "Well, honey, please, you and God walk me through this one because it's just amazing."
Ah,
And he does it every single step of the way. And he's been going next year, be going on 8 years now. And
yeah.
it always seems like yesterday, but with the music and everything else, it has made me just expand my sound. Probably, like the song from May's "Joy and Pain" is like sunshine in the rain. It's always like that, but at the same time, he was so funny and so smart and so resourceful. And he's also, I want to say too, he's also in the Compton Hall of Fame too, as
Oh, he
well.
is.
I went back home to get his award, and he's in there with a lot of, like Pete and all these other guys, the commissioner of football. I mean, Compton had a lot of
A
amazing
lot of
people.
talent came out of there.
Oh my God, to come out of Compton, and he was inducted into their Hall of Fame. So I went back home for that, and my cousins and all the rest of that met me there, and it was just, that was another very amazing experience. And then walking through with God and walking through every day, being happy to know that I have that. And I have a new puppy too by the name of Angel. She's beautiful. She's an angel because I had lost my 18-year-old out of our brood of four. The last of our four dogs we had passed away 3 days before Christmas.
Ah,
And after Christmas, the first week of January, I decided, let me go on down here to the Animal Foundation and stick my head around. And I saw a picture that was similar to the female mother dog that I had. And I went down and I saw this one dog, but that wasn't the dog. It was Angel. She was beating at the cage saying, take me, girl." And so I said, okay. And I couldn't see her that night because we got there too late. Came back the next day, got her, and she is 2 years and 6 months, and she is amazing. And I thank God for every crunion, like my cousin used to say,
yes.
that is dispersed. Sometimes we're so busy trying to fuss and fume and fight and blah and this and that and all that.
Mhm.
And I say, you know what? You guys go ahead and wait and do your time. All I'm looking for is some peace.
Peace,
Um,
serenity,
just
yes,
some peace.
kindness, empathy,
That's
love.
all. That's
Yeah,
all. Because all the rest of it will follow. Like my mother used to say, "Oh, Mama, what am I going to do?" She said, "Don't you have something else to do? Because tomorrow's going to take care of itself. But you need to do something today.
that's
Go.
right.
You have something else to do." I said, "Well, Mama, no, I'm
Yeah.
done talking. Go do something."
Now, I mentioned to you, and I know you were saying that you really liked this, that the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series, with its modern vibe, modern twist, we have some of the old school quality of a entertainment
Yes.
lifestyle variety talk show series, kind of like the Tonight Show with Johnny
Yes.
Carson and Merv Griffin
Yes.
and Mike Douglas and all the
Yes.
legends. And you've been on all those shows.
I'll tell you, you hang out with
What was
Marilyn.
that like?
Hang out with Marilyn and Billy, you go everywhere. So
Yeah,
when we did the I want to say was it Mike Douglas?
Carson?
I think it was Johnny Carson. It was Johnny Carson.
Yes.
And in fact, when we were in the green room, Betty White was
Betty
on the show
White.
that day.
Mm,
Betty White was on the show that day, and to sit down and have a hoo hoo ha ha with her was total hoot and hollers. And I was able to have that moment with her. Was able to have a moment with Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones before he passed over at Wayne Newton's Casa de Shenandoah when that was still open because I was a singing tour guide over there, along with Francis, who sang with Wayne for over 30 some odd years, and so many other folks who were just absolutely beautiful for all that. But I say all that for the television end of it, as also meeting so many folk that way as well, that you wouldn't
Yeah.
even, like A&M, I turned the corner, come out the bathroom one day and ran it, and I almost ran over George Harrison. It was like, oh, okay. Okay, excuse me. He was kind and he was nice. And of course, Richard too, that's a whole nother different thing, was a light, because he introduced me and opened up so many things as well. And Richie is on, that's New York all by itself too. Um, but when you look at all the moments and you stop and you think, and
Yes.
I'm just like one of the people have so many stories. People always tell me, oh, you should write this book, you should do that. I said, listen, there's so many people out here with stories. It is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm just a little corner, a little taste. Just like Tony. Tony had Grammys and all that stacked behind his name, but he was the quiet storm. He was a
Right.
very quiet storm. You hear him on Mr. Big Stuff and Bad Mama Jammer and Half Breed and I Can Teach Her. Well, in fact, his first professional gig was with I Can Teach Her. His first professional gig, and of course, in dating back again, all the richness that came out of growing up in the Crenshaw district, where all of the entertainers lived anyway, for the most
Right.
part,
Yeah.
um, it is a swirl. It's a swirl all by itself. When you look back on everything, and there's so many moments. Like you were asking me about moments. There's just so many moments. But the
Movie
person
scores.
prior,
You were part of film scores. You were part of movie scores, legendary movie
yeah,
scores as
yeah,
well.
movie score thing at Sony and all the rest of that, thanks to, again, Mark Cargill on that end of it. But to be able to, and then be able to look up and down and see all the top background singers in the business, just to be hanging out was fantastic. And then when I was able, when they brought me in and I was able to bring in a couple of background singers, then Tony called up the Henleys, Bob and Patty Henley, who of course were with Smokey Robinson from
Oh,
Cruising
yeah.
and all that, and also Brenda Lee Eger, who sang with Jerry Butler,
Mm.
and Understanding Mellow.
Mm.
Understanding Mellow was their super duper hit that they had. And she is still doing her thing. And she and Patty actually have, not only do they have an educational piece to go along with their history, because they've been on so much stuff, it's just ridiculous, but also the music and everything else and the gospel and just the whole shebang. But they came and sang on my debut CD. Could It Be I'm Falling in Love? I was
Yeah.
just thrilled out
Oh,
the back door,
yeah. You
because
look
of
like you're
respect.
either doing you look like you're preaching a service or
Oh,
you're
look out.
in a witness protection program.
I'm protected. I'm in my car. That's a good thing. I'm in with a couple £1,000 worth of car, But I was trying to get everything together. I said, I hope that he's still on. I hope he's still on. Let me call him.
Oh,
Otherwise, I have to call
we
your
were
honey.
vamping and we were chatting with our viewers. Oh, sure. When you're live, when you're live,
Oh
anything
yeah,
can
when you're
happen.
live, it's on. Absolutely, absolutely. And then also I have my sweet, I have to say, my sweet brother Larry Carroll, who's in Mexico right now, with his fiancee Shirley. But Larry Carroll is the producer for my Lisa's Living Room show that we actually, during the pandemic, did a test, actually ran a whole test in taping it in Liberace, right in there with the cars and everything. That was real crazy. That's
Wow.
awesome as well. Yeah, we did that too. And and Larry Carroll, of course, is award-winning newscaster and all the rest of that stuff. From you go on back with Brian Gummer and Jim Hill and all those guys, but everything from Los Angeles. So he is here, of course, and he took on that whole piece of it. And I, I'm just so grateful for Larry, because Larry is just amazing, of course, because he's had an amazing career.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and then of course Jonathan, and geez, there's just so many folks you can just run it on down. But that Phyllis Hyman thing, I'm coming back. I'm coming back in spring. I was trying to do it this fall, but things move so quickly. So I'm just enjoying doing all the wonderful things for like coming up on a Sunday, with the Golden Rainbow, the beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful organization for the AIDS that's happening December the 4th. That's going to be amazing. I'm doing that with Valida Garcia, and also with Dana Day and Larry
You are
Thomas.
so
We're doing
incredible with giving back to charities. You've
yes. Oh
given
yeah.
so much of your time to
Oh yeah.
causes and organizations and people that you
Yes.
really believe in, huh? That's
Yes,
important to
totally.
you.
And our family was all about that because my grandfather was a Shriner. He was also a Mason, like my dad was a Mason. My grandmother and all those guys were Eastern Stars. So they always gave to the community and always supported everything that had to do with community. And hey, listen, I did the Bluebirds and Campfire Girls and all that stuff. And Tony was an Eagle Scout, so there you go.
I was in that world too. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right, right. It was
That's
great,
it.
right?
Building that character, right?
And that character, and Los Angeles was just a huge playground. When we would hit the streets and do that, especially in junior high school, and hop on the buses, go out to Santa Monica to the pier, and go swimming and going to the POP and Disneyland, and all that other good stuff. There was just always ice skating, right?
Yeah.
Horseback riding. Oh, we were crazy with horses. And with that, when Tony and I also came out here, we also took up the mental health um, provider piece and became BSTs. I don't think they call it that anymore. But anyway, but part of that was dealing with horse psychology and equine. So we work with clients, children, grown folks, the whole shebang with the mental health process through horse equine, which was psychology, which was really cool. And the horses are so brilliant anyway, and goats too. Goats are real cool. They're like doggies.
They really are. Yes, they're very friendly. And yeah, and horses. We were filming at a beautiful 16-acre horse farm for a television project back in just a few weeks ago in Yerington, Nevada, the high desert,
Hmm.
south of Reno and everything.
Uh-huh.
And we were working with the horses, and they're just so
Oh
beautiful
my
animals,
goodness.
huh?
Goodness, I wonder
Very
what sort of
healing.
animal. Very healing,
And they
very
can
healing.
sense,
Yeah,
things about
yeah,
us.
yes,
Yes. When
yes.
we're
They and
hurting
people will
or when
talk.
we need.
That's right. And the people
Yeah.
will talk to a horse before they talk to anybody.
Yes.
I had a client who hadn't spoken to his family. I mean, really sat down and talked with his family in 2 years. And
Really.
we sent him out on 3 different occasions with a horse of their choosing, of course. And then all of a sudden he started talking. Everybody's looking around like, I've never seen this kid do what? But
Yeah.
with
They
the
thought it
horse,
was
I
Mr. Ed.
love it more. Right. If I had that type of rolling over the hills, like the hills are alive with a lot of money type of checkbook, all I would have the facility with the horses and the education and the arts and everything. I'd have all that going on. And I'm so thankful to see all of these nonprofits and all these volunteer groups that do just that, because we would certainly wanted to work toward doing all that whole process, and we had that happening for a little while when we were working under another person's umbrella, with the music, with the art, and all the rest of that. It was really, really cool. And with the children, everybody,
Oh,
from
yeah.
4 all the way to 100, we would work with. So
That's fantastic.
that's to the heart. That's always to the heart too, as well. So my lifetime, just like the song that Barry Manilow did with Phyllis Hyman, "Somewhere in My Lifetime," is
Yeah.
just so exquisite. And I think, and it's one of my favorites to do. That's why I did it. And I'm just thankful to God for everything,
The
everything.
best way to be. I know we chatted beforehand, and you're in the car now versus the museum. Did you
Yes.
want to sing something for us while you're in the acoustics of your vehicle? Happy
I'm gonna.
holidays.
You know what? I'm just gonna do what the standard is. It's for the Christmas and everything else. Because all my songs, on my CD, on the Christmas song favorite things, uh, it's pretty long because we extended all of them so
Yeah,
long.
which is
But
nice. Yeah.
I
And
extended all of that. But
go to lisagay.com to learn more. And it's all the music's all at Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, all
right,
those places,
right,
right?
right.
So
CD,
make sure
CD
everybody,
baby, CD
all those
baby, and I'm
places.
on where am I? I'm on Facebook. I have
Yeah.
also a website we're working on as well with
Yeah.
Stephen Hahn,
There's the Liberace one. Yeah.
lisagaysings.com. Lisagaysings.com. I have that. Lisa's Living Room Live is what we shot back here in
That's
the
right.
garage. Lisa's Living Room Live, and just smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness and hide any trace of sadness. Although that tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? And you'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. And Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.
Wow. You made all of us smile.
Oh,
You really are something else. You are just a ray of sunshine. You
oh,
always
Jim,
have
thank you so
been.
much.
That's why everybody loves you, Lisa Gay. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I just keep moving and grooving.
And that's a great last name too, because you're joyful, you're happy, you're happy and gay, like in the Christmas songs.
Yeah,
that's you, joyful and exuberant, and you got such a love of life and passion. And I think again, that's why, because you have that, not that every day is perfect, but because
yeah,
you have that within, and you have the faith and the love of family and those around you. That's, I think, one of several reasons why you are here with us now, considering the health situation before
yes,
you are here, is because
yeah.
of the inner being of who Lisa Gay is, spirited and loving and caring, and likes to have a good time and share and connect with people, very soulful and very heart-centric. That's very important, huh?
You know, my Dr. Obara. I love my Dr. Obara at the Comprehensive Cancer Center here in Las Vegas on Eastern, and Dr. Robert Fuderan, who said, we all went to school to do this, but we're going to tell you, you are on your way to heaven with your husband, but it's because of your faith that you are here, not because of us. Because of your faith. Now we could have a conversation about that chemo and all this. That's a whole nother different conversation right there. but that's what
I love the way you
because
do
I'm gonna
that.
write a book about that. I'm gonna write that chair. But in all of it, like they said, it was all about that. And my family was they always supported us unconditionally with love, no matter what, good, bad, whatever. They were always there for that. And that, like my mother said, we're not going to be there with you all the time. So you better listen now. Listen now, and then then you'll be all right. You're going to be all right. And I remember holding her in my arms when she was passing, and I said, "Mama, I want to be just like you." She said, "Darling, you already are." And she passed. And her and daddy and everybody else, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. And we just keep looking, just keep looking up, just keep looking up. And like Tony would say, it's all going to be cool anyway.
That's right.
Oh, no matter
Absolutely.
what. And he would say, "Get your popcorn out and just watch the movie."
That's it. What are some
And
of
I
those
said,
continued blessings and joys in your life, Lisa, that continue propelling you forward, wanting more out of
Angel,
life?
Angel is one because I get kisses from my puppy every bit, and she's like 70 pounds in my lap. So, but she's always she's the smartest. She's the combination of all of them. You know, I've had dogs since I was 7 years old, and she's the
Oh, yeah.
combination of all of them. She gives that love and life, and if I even begin to put my head down, she jumps in my lap and starts licking me. And I said, "Oh, okay, okay, I see what's happening here,"
Yeah.
and the people, my friends, my entertainer friends and whatnot, and really just to know that every day I'm free to do whatever I want to do, as long as I remember that I'm loved. Just remember I'm loved. I'm loved. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. And just keep going. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. And so that's pretty much what it's been all about. And and I've got all my little aches and pains and all that other stuff that goes on. But I just try to say, you know what, if I buy into it, I'm on my way out. So while I'm
Yes.
here, I think I'm going to try to do what I can do to keep putting smiles on people's faces like Tony and I always were so proud to do. And keep everybody laughing and smiling. And when the sorrow comes down, just give a hug. Just hug them. Just hug everybody. Just hug everybody and say, you know what? No matter what, it's all going to be cool. There you are, honey. There you is.
Yes. We call
No
that
matter
levity.
what.
There's a lot of levity in that photo.
Oh my God. He was just, he still is amazing. He's just amazing. And a guitarist, he was just out of this world, just out of sight.
How did you
And
meet?
we met, and my girlfriend Kyle Lapizard, our attorney, at her house, because she used to throw Sunday parties, card parties, dominoes, bid whisk, Simon was out during Simon. Remember Simon?
Yeah.
Simon was out. Baccarat was huge. We would play
Yes.
all that stuff on the planes and all this. But anyway, Sundays usually people would be coming in or getting ready to go out on the road. So she'd have a house full of musicians, and that would include Natalie Cole and Carol Cole and Pam Portier, and all the they were just all so crazy and so funny. And so that's where we met. That's how we met, and then we'd see each other on gigs. And then sometimes, since he was already out, he'd come down to some of the clubs and all the rest of that. And it just kind of moved on from there. So again, when he called me from Africa and he said, "Listen, don't you think it's about time you did your thing? I'm here to do it because I believe in you. I
Mhm.
believe in." And
Yeah.
he worked with everybody, Nina Simone, Etta James, you name it. He was there for all of it, and then some. Honeycomb, musical director, you name it, he was with it. And he just said, "You have it. We're
Yeah.
just gonna, and it's gonna come out of you." And joy and pain and all the rest of that, and going through years. And I'll never forget too when we were on the cruise, on our Carnival cruise, and Aretha called. Aretha Franklin, that of course everybody knows
Yeah.
Aretha.
You're going to say, yeah, a little bit
And she
pause there. Like,
called.
is she saying Franklin? Yes, she is.
And she said, and she called, and she said, "Well, I know you all are on that cruise." She said, "But I really need Tony to come on out here with me. I'm going to do some things, blah, blah, blah." And another great friend of his is Kevin Brandon. He's a 8-time Grammy Award winner bassist as well. And he and Tony would be on all these things. Plus, they were in all the different orchestras, and Mark, all of them. And she called and said, "Can you do that?" And Tony said, "Ree, this time I just can't leave Lisa. I can't leave her. Can't leave her." And she said, "Well, I wish you would come on." And that was the point that we knew that she was probably getting a little sick
Yeah.
at that point, because she canceled all those shows that she was calling
Yeah.
him about. But he and Kevin and all of them, H.B. Barnum Orchestra, they were on the H.B. Barnum, because H.B. Barnum, of course, was her orchestra.
That's
And
right.
and but he said, and I knew her sons too. I knew Aretha's sons, and they said, "You know what?" But Ree was one of the. He said, watching Ree and Della and Sarah and Carmen McRae and backtrack to all of them and saying how, oh, and Nina Simone, got to put Nina in there too,
Oh,
and Nina because he was there, and he would just say, watching those women work, he said was his most incredible time to be around them. He didn't tour or play with Sarah, but he was around all of them because Della used to have they used to play dominoes. She and Carmen and all this play dominoes at her house up in Bel Air.
really?
And he
Yeah.
would be up there and he'd be the only guy, and they would sit up there and just hoop and holler and everything else. But he said the genius behind all of them was so amazing. And so he would say how being around, because he never had a dad. So he said being around amazing women like his mom and his aunts and his uncles and all the rest of that brought him out so that he wouldn't end up dead in Compton. He had a choice. He had a choice. And I say all that because we have a choice. Every day we get up, we have a choice. You can be happy, sad, mad, glad, whatever, or you can be anything you want to be. And my mother, piggybacking on top of that, would always say, Lisa, people will get on your nerves if you let them. You have choice. And in these states here, even though everything is kind of really crazy, we still have choice. Follow your choice. Follow that star. Follow everything that's good. Because once it's gone, it's gone. And you can't take all these pretty cars and
You
homes
can't
and all
take
that
the
stuff.
museum
You
with
can't
you.
do
Right.
nothing. You can't take the museum. You can't do anything. And just like Lee says on his farewell piece, he always says, I really would like to be alive, more or less, just like Merv Griffin, right? I'd like to be alive, but if my beautiful things could be still shown, and that my love for people, because people, as you know, he had a hard time too. People always after him,
Sure.
trying to destroy his followings and things, his
Yeah.
stardom. But he said, but the love for people. And just if somebody just shows somebody some of my beautiful things, I'm cool.
That's good.
More or less, I'm
He's
cool.
good to go. You know who else was like that too? Another legend we were talking about. Well, of course, you are Lisa Gay and all these
Oh,
folks you're
I'm just
talking
hanging out.
about, and Tony and everybody, all these incredible people you've had an opportunity to work with. And Mr. George Burns, also another legend. There he is.
There he
George
is,
Burns with his
George.
cigar and his
That's right.
red pocket square. He
That's
sends
right.
you his love. My aunt collected dolls. She was a serious collector of dolls.
Oh,
This one is a very serious
fantastic.
collectible and got passed down to me. And he's been a part of our show for almost 2 years. And he's always here. He's watching. He's got his martini down below. He's got a cigar, and he sends you his lovity, his Jim Master Show lovity. He's
Oh,
he's been hanging out. He and Gracie have been hanging out, causing some ruckus up above with Tony and all the Liberace. They're all together, the whole crew. Dean
Jack Kennedy. You can't
Martin.
leave Jack out.
Yes, they're all there. They're all there having now Sidney Poitier is with them, having
Yep,
a great time.
that's
They're
all
all
of them.
there.
They're all
So
they're all partying. They're all partying. Hendrick, all of them. Everybody's up there partying. Hey, George
George
Burns.
Burns, huh?
Bob Hope and Bob. Oh, yeah,
That
that probably was the last thing to be able to
the
with
whole
Marilyn and
biggest.
Billy, Bob
Yeah.
Hope. Yep, doing
Yes.
Bob Hope and all the rest of that other good stuff. And even in the retail world, he came to the Sherman Oaks store where I was assistant operations manager, and he came in and was his World War II DVD. No. VHSs he was selling.
That was the
I said,
VHS.
okay, that's where we are, right? VHSs and all that with his beautiful wife. And he
Yeah.
was just getting ready to go into his, he's going into the dimension piece. But we got to talking about the Gentrys, the Gentrys in Lexington, Kentucky, who were once of the owners of Secretariat, and we did an event with them And he was the man, and Marilyn and Billy opened for him. And we were at the Kentucky under all that bluegrass, and under tents, because they had 5 farms. We were on one of the tents to do the show, and they had the barbecue, and everybody was flying in on helicopters, right? You name it, they were coming in. And while the big, huge thoroughbreds were running back and forth, I was in 7th heaven. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I said, look at this. And then I'm standing inside, got my 2.5 inch pumps on, and then they had laid out this little a piece of fabric for us to stand on while we waited for Gus to go up first, quite naturally, before they introduced Marilyn. And he was talking, Bob Hope was talking, and so he ended, and he was coming off, and we were getting ready to walk up when they turned off the lights. Well, I got ready to walk. My heel went down in the fabric. I'm getting ready to fall, and somebody catches me, and that was Bob Hope.
That was Bob Hope.
Caught me before I hit the ground. I hit the ground, and he said, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm okay." And that was the one thing when I saw him years later at Macy's Federated, or formerly Bullock's. Anyway, that
right.
we were able to bring that piece back up. As soon as I said Marilyn Billy, he just perked up, and we talked about that little piece, and then he faded back on away again. But his wife Dolores was just, or is just, she was just so kind.
Are you still in touch with Billy and Marilyn? Do you guys?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And Sonny
Definitely.
Porter, and all the
Let
rest of
them
them.
know. I would love for them to join us on the Jim Masters show. We've been actually trying. We've been trying to, but we can't get directly to them. But we would love to have them here.
I will certainly.
Florence LaRue has been here, and Freda Payne, and
Oh, she's
sisters, and
yes. Well, I will certainly have touch you with Sonny. And then hopefully you all can work it out. They're big. I don't know. They're just so amazing and so big.
Fire, huh?
They're all, you know what, and they are just the best folks in the whole wide world. I tell you what, they're so supportive. And they were the first. And then lastly, for those guys, they were the first ones to come up and they were taking bets. I know Lisa and Tony, they got something going on. No, they don't, booby. Yeah, they do. No, they don't. Yeah, they do. I bet you. And sure enough, Marilyn won the bet, because later on, I do.
That's it.
I do, and I did, and I've done, and I do it all over again.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. When you look at your extraordinary career and your amazing life and all the people and just all the energy, and is there anything that you haven't done that you've always wanted to do that is still out there for you, Lisa?
The world has changed. So at first I would say I really want to travel, because I missed, Marilyn Billy had just won the year prior. They had won for You Don't Have to Be a Star, and they went to Europe. And I would love to go, because Tony and I were talking about, we're going to go to Africa. We're going to go to Paris. We want to go to, Spain, and, talk about where the guitar was actually originated from and all that other good stuff. I really wanted to travel, but at this point, I'm just glad to be. I'm just glad to be here. And I just want to continue to sing and be in peace. The Liberace piece, to watch that regenerate and see him get his accolades that he should have. And to be able to just continue to enjoy life, because that's what it's all about. I don't need all the bells and whistles and all the rest of that. I don't need we've been camping, so I can do anything. I do Green Acres. You know what I mean? I can do Green Acres, and I can do the White House. He did the White House, but
right.
I could do all that, but just to be able to have something beautiful to eat all the time, and to be loved, and to continue to give love. I don't ask for much, because life is definitely worth living when you're loved. When you're loved, you're cool. because God puts everything out. Because He has shown me. People say, "Well, do you know God?" I said, "Listen, how you got days or what? What time do you have?"
Yeah, what time do you
Because
got? Right?
God, right? Time. God shows me, no matter what, up, down, backwards and forward, broke, unbroke, more broke, rich, whatever. He has shown me so much that I'm a believer. That's why I say I believe in love. Have so much love to give, and I'll never be afraid to live. Loving you the
That
way I do.
sounded
Each
good.
day I give thanks to you now. I wake up with a smile on my face and warmed by your embrace. Oh, I believe in your love. That's part of my Believe in Love song.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. You're beautiful. You're a beautiful
You're,
spirit inside and out.
you
Truly.
too, Jim. This has just been so delightful, and I appreciate you hanging out with me with all of
No
everything, like,
matter where you are, inside cars, buses, trains, planes,
whatever.
museums,
Skateboard,
garages, she's
right?
there. I kept
Doesn't
saying
matter.
when you had to leave the museum and the ambassador had to be escorted out, they were locking the
Get
place
out.
up. You
I'm going
found a
home.
way, and people like, oh, I guess she's gone. Oh no, Lisa's gone.
No.
She went home. I said no. I said you know her, and if you just got a taste of her for the few minutes in the beginning, the hour we did before,
Right.
you had to leave.
Right.
Um, I said she's a go-getter. She's a firecracker. She's going to find a way, even if she has to climb the top of one of the skyscrapers at Vegas and stand there with her antenna and her phone. She's going to be back. And
Oh
there
yeah,
you
I'm
are in
coming
your
back.
car with the
Oh yeah,
angel glow behind
absolutely.
you. That's
Listen,
it.
this right here is beautiful. When folks say, "Well, come, let's have a little talk," I said, "Well, I don't know. Every time I talk with James Gadson, drummer James Gadson, who I'm sure from everything that is everything from Quincy and all the rest of that to
Everything
Bill
on earth.
Withers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everything on earth. But he and Tony were just so tight, and he always is so encouraging to me. In fact, I owe him a telephone call, and he's always so encouraged me because he does it all. But he's always so he's so faithful, and he's always so full of so many blessings for everybody,
Yes.
and so
So would
kind,
be.
and I just appreciate him so much. And in mentioning it with him is just just keep on doing what you're doing. And I say, Gat, we call him Gat. Say, Gat, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then I pray for everybody,
Yes.
everybody. I just want
Right.
everybody to be joyful and have peace in their lives. Peace is a hard thing to get to.
Yes,
And
it
it's easy
is.
yeah, boy, listen, it's easy for folks to come and knock it out your way. Boys, like, yeah, I'm going to take it. But, as they had said, sometimes you you are forced to do certain things because of certain circumstances. But you know what? If stuff happens, go back and get that peace. It's waiting for you. It's always there for you. It's always there. It's always there.
Have you been through the last couple of years with this crazy pandemic and everything that's been going on? How have you been getting through it all?
I've just been going nonstop. We just between Larry and Jonathan and everybody else, we've just been, hanging out and just living, living the style and just creating all things that we can create. And it's so beautiful to see that Las Vegas, even though the lounges and all that went out the door back in the 90s, um, it's great to see all the venues like Gatsby. Oh, that's one. Gatsby at Gamut in Henderson, which is now doing 6 nights a week in music. And when if you go over there, just go see anybody. Anybody you go see, they're fabulous. And tell Roman I sent you. Tell Roman Lisa Gay sent you over to Gatsby.
Mhm.
And I'll be there December the 14th with Rose Kingsley with the Opera Institute that's presenting jazz. We're presenting a little jazzy Christmas show over there on the 14th.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of
Nice.
fun. And then, of course, the Dispensary Jazz Lounge, which for over 40 years has been owned by the beautiful Adele. And it is one of the premier places too, as they used to call it, the dive bar, if you will. But it's its own intimate and takes you throwback Las Vegas, but it's the best, another best venue you ever did want to see. Every Thursday and each Sunday of the month with Joe Darrow. Joe Darrow also used to work with, he's just coming getting out of the hospital now, but he'll be there in another couple of months. But he and Michael Delano and all the rest of them do every month at the end of every month at the Dispensary Jazz Lounge. Beautiful, beautiful jazz sets there too. You got to come down and check it out. And then we also have Maxan, Maxan, which I haven't been to as yet. That's over here on Flamingo, but that's a new jazz hot, or if you will, entertainment hotspot. And of course, the Italian American Club, and of course, the Bootlegger, and of course, so many other wonderful, wonderful venues. And then there's Delilah, and there's just all sorts of beautiful, beautiful venues that are happening now for you to come and hear real live music, singing and all that other good stuff, and the jazz playing. And then, we also get the majors that come pop in there too. They like to come in and have a seat and sit in and sing and whatnot. It's just a fabulous thing. Las Vegas is hot as a firecracker right now.
It is.
And you can get here. You don't have to go to Paris. You don't have to go to Rome. I mean, I want to go to Paris. I want to go to Rome. But I tell you what, you can come on over to Vegas, and we do everything that we can to accommodate everybody. Oh, and Alexis Park, excuse me. And the Alexis Park where Tony and I work, and now Pete Townsend. Pete Townsend. I must have the Who and everybody else. Pete Housley. Pete Housley has fabulous shows there. He has remodeled the showrooms there, the Pegasus where we were there, and the Athena Ballroom, which is now a full-fledged 160-seater showroom with the Motown show with the Duchesses and Ned and Sally doing the Carpenters show. That's the show.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have the Magic Show with Mondre, and there's a new Elvis show that is, and you can stay there. That makes it easy. Located right across the street from the Hard Rock Hotel that used to be, which is now Virgin. Right on the corner there of Koval and Blockdown, rather, from Koval and Paradise. Alexis Park Resort. That's another spot, a little quiet place. And the Tuscany. You can't forget the Tuscany with my sister Rita Lim. And Kelly Clinton's got the new sit-in show that just started on Sunday.
And Clint Holmes, they were guests on our show. They're fabulous people, great friends.
Oh my God. And Clint
Yes.
Clint is, Clint is he's his own idol by himself. And Kelly, of course, is her own idol as well, because she is the contemporary Carol Burnett, if you ever did want to see one. And she has the sit-in, and she's also over at the Sterling, which shows there, and she is also the entertainment director there.
And of course, Barbara Brighton. How could you not
and
go
Barbara,
see Barbara? She is, if you want to laugh, if you want to have a good time, Barbara, absolutely, huh?
Right, Barbara is amazing. We met at Samstown under one of the Ed Matthews shows, and Barbara also, she is a creme de la creme from the golden days too of true entertainment here in Las Vegas. Check this out, the billboard of which she and Letta Mbulu, and of course Harry Belafonte as well.
Yeah.
So Barbara is a staple here. She is just as funny as as she's ever been, and she's beautiful. We do events together, and that's my Jewish sister.
Yeah.
That's my Jewish sister. And I just love her. Tony and I love her.
We're looking at your fabulous website here.
Yes,
and it's actually, we want to make sure that people have the right one, because I think we just had lisagay.com, but it's actually lisagaysinger.com.
Yes.
If you put lisagay.com, it may take you to it anyway, but make sure you put the word singer in there, Lisa Gay Singer, because I think there's another Lisa Gay, but an actress or something else.
Lisa Gay Hamilton, and there's another Lisa Gay as well. Yes, right. Yes, just like Tony. Yes, just like Tony. There's a couple more Tony Drakes, but the guitarist Tony Drake, one of the most respected guitarists and recording, touring, session musicians in the music business. And yes, absolutely. I have that. I'm also on Facebook, of course.
Yes.
And then also, if you want to look back on some of the history with Tony, it's Tony Drake as well. Tony's on, I try to keep up with his as well too, and whatnot. So we're just going to be cool and keep moving and grooving.
That's it. Lisa Gay Singer. So again, those of you watching, Lisa Gay Singer is the site you want to .com that you want to go to. But if you just type in Lisa Gay, it'll bring you to that anyway.
Yes,
You
yes,
might see
yes,
the others that are out there, but it's this is the Lisa Gay, the one who
yes,
started it
yes.
all.
Ah, and then Tony and I are all over on YouTube too, from all the different shows from the Knitting
Yes,
Factory
yes.
and all that other good stuff. So we're kind of all over the place, and then
You're all
also
over the place.
we're all and then and within a lot of that, there's of course Marcus. He's as Tony said, he's sawing away on his violin
Yes.
and
Well, our
what
viewers have said already multiple times, they've been chatting and we thank them for all these great comments. They said that Lisa is definitely a Jim Masters show levity. That's love and levity
oh my
together.
God.
So here you are. There's Oscars, Grammys, Peabodys, Tellys, Tonys, all these Emmys, all these great awards one can get. But when you get designated a levity on the Jim Masters show, how does it make
It's
you
on.
feel?
Listen, I'm on the moon. Are you kidding? I am on the moon with this. I am truly, truly on the moon. I'm so grateful. And so my whole body is warmed, even though I got the heater on, my whole body is just boiling and bubbling with love.
Most people say their
Right.
feet start tingling when they're told they're a levity. And one of our guests said that they levitated.
I love it. Well, I'll tell you what, it's an honor. I mean, it just is an honor. And I'm just thankful, because it's just like anything else. There's
Yeah,
so many people that can be on your show. And that's why I said, as I watching a bit with the Pointer Sisters and all the rest of that other good stuff. And, and they're such an amazing legacy. Oh, and Gail Dietrich also was their musical director as well.
that's
Mhm.
right. What a small world, huh?
Mhm. Yep, she was the director as well. And and seeing all the people, Lucy Arnaz, oh my goodness gracious. And then I was trying, there was so much. And then when I still have to go back and watch with you the Ronnie Spector piece.
Yeah.
Still have to go back through that. Definitely run through that. But and I never had that chance. But Tony was right in the mix with, like I said, with all of them, and Darlene, all of them. Mm-hmm.
Really
Mm-hmm.
amazing, huh? Such a
Mm-hmm.
small world, I tell you. It
Tell
really,
you,
really is.
drinks on down, and thanks good for these toys. Even though I've dropped stuff all during the interview and cracked the phone, at least I have another one I can
You're
bring up.
amazing. They have no idea some of what went on before you went live. It was incredible. You were trying everything. She had one, she's seated there. She had this beautiful background and it wouldn't work. She disappeared. Do you hear me? Jim, I don't hear you. Do you hear me? Well, I get your picture, but I don't see you. I didn't hear. And then all of a sudden she'd pop up and she'd have another background behind her, and then that would disappear. And then all of a sudden she was behind a third background. I said, wait a minute. Are there three of you? Are there triplicates? Because you would go away and you'd appear all of a sudden with a new background.
Right.
And then you said, you know what? I'm going to switch to my phone and I'm going to go right here in front of the piano. And here we are. And it was perfect. And now you're in the car.
I'm in the car. I'm in the car. The heat's good. It's all good. Everybody's
Yeah,
moving in and
good.
out as usual, and all the rest of that. And
Well, I
it's
tell
just a
you,
beautiful
this
thing.
has been extraordinary. And I hope the
Oh,
show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I
listen,
absolutely have with you, Lisa.
listen, I can't wait to either get there to you or when you come out here, because we got so much to do around in our square footage around here. It's
We'll
just
paint the town red.
well, we just get out there and just hit it. That's all. Yeah, we can
That's
do all
it.
that. We can all do that because there's so much going on off
There
strip.
is. It's really
There's
growing
tons
and
and tons of stuff going on off strip too. It's just great. Great for all the great shows and all that other good stuff. Wheeling and dealing. But boy, talk about talent personified off strip. Woo! You be out all day, every day. You could do. I have a friend who does 4 shows a day.
wow, really?
Yep. A couple of them like 182 times, but he's literally, literally, I'm free there. But you can literally go out every night and do
And there's
something.
something happening. Yeah.
There's something happening. I wouldn't care, if it's not here, if it's Summerlin, if it's, Anthem in the mid city here, the strip downtown. Woo! Listen, it's all jumping off now. And then when you have the Raiders, and then that going on, and the hockey, then we got it's just so much going on. And Allegiant Stadium, it's becoming a club by itself, technically speaking, because there is true concert stuff, football, whatever going on there, almost seemingly like 4 or 5 times a week now.
That's incredible, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a lot jumping off, absolutely, and
I
it's
love
all good. And you still can
Yes.
go out and ride a horse. Yeah,
And you
yeah.
and you can still go out and ride a horse.
We'll go out and ride a horse. You listen, these folks, everything's zoned. And if we get more people here, I'm just gonna get a horse and not drive anymore and just go around them.
You just go on that horse. That's right. And
On
that's
the horse.
giddy up.
Hell yeah.
We love you, Lisa Gay. You are
I
something
love you
else.
all too, Jim Masters, and everybody who's tuned in. Thank you so much. My goodness.
Oh, yes. I tell you, Barbara Brighton says she is the best. So are you, Barbara. Jen Barry says such a fun night tonight. She's in Pennsylvania. She also says you are a lovety. And Crystal Nolan in Connecticut says, thank you, Lisa Gay, for sharing your inspirational stories. I wish you continued success in all you do. I hope you come back. God bless you, from Crystal in Connecticut. Jane watching in Sweden says, thank you, Lisa, for being here tonight. Such a lovely person you are. And thanks, Jim. Sherry Larson in Kansas. These are some of our Lovity Squad diehard. Thank you for being here tonight and showing us the museum. Please come back soon. Lisa sending healing prayers for you from Sherry in Kansas, USA. Really beautiful. And I love this. Jen says, you are warrior strong. Keep fighting. You got this. Love you. You are a lovety. And she also says, thank you, Lisa. You yourself are the best Christmas present. Thank you and happy holidays.
Oh my goodness.
This is what it's like every day here on the Jim Masters Show. So anytime you want to pop back, I'm
definitely
pick
gonna
me
pop
up,
back.
or you want to smile, you just hop on, and we are always here. Kathleen in New York City, what a fun lady. Thank you for being here with us, from Kathleen in New York City, the Big Apple.
Kathleen. Yeah,
Good stuff.
And all you all in the Connect and being a part of the Jim Masters Show, you all know what's going on. So I am just humbled, honored, and so grateful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So much. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And like Tony always says, don't say goodbye, just say in a minute.
I like that. That's what we say. We never say goodbye on our show. We say everything except goodbye, right? And that's what we'll say for you. We're going to keep the porch light on, Lisa Gay. You are welcome back to our show anytime. Spread the word about our show to others you think would like to pop on, like Barbara had mentioned it. And it takes a village. And as we continue to grow, and I can't believe in 2.5 years we've done almost 900 episodes.
I'm telling you, I haven't even scrolled half a page yet.
You're binge watching. You're watching past episodes, right? The binge watching of the episodes?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. And I just got started.
Tomorrow night, Rita Fredericks is going to be on. She's a legendary actress and producer and so much more. She's going to be with us tomorrow. And I mention her because she's a real true firecracker herself. Iconic actress and producer. One of her best friends was Marilyn Monroe, and she dated Marlon Brando. She's got a lot of stories to tell tomorrow on our show.
She got hollering going on there. Yes. That's 5 who's 2 screams and 7 hollers right there, boy. Well, I will certainly try to catch it on. That's for sure. But I'm gonna catch him. I'm in the ball game now.
I love it. And speaking of the ball game, you knocked it out of the park tonight.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Just thank you. Just
Oh,
thank you. It's so
my
good. I just had so much fun.
yes, and thanks for
Tearing up
singing.
and getting yelled at.
No, you're right. Thanks for singing. Thanks for giving us
Yeah,
the nice tour of
yeah,
the garage and the museum.
yes,
We'll see that again, more in depth down the line. But thanks for
yes.
doing that. And again, Lisa Gay Singer. Make sure you put the word singer in. Again, if you
Finger.
just type in Lisa Gay, you scroll down on Google, you'll find her. But we want to make sure you get the lisagaysinger.com and of
Yeah,
course Liberace.org, the
yeah.
museum, and everything else. You're a blessing and a joy. Merry, Merry Christmas and the best of everything. And continued good health and
Thank you.
continued, serenading us with your beautiful voice and your talent and your heart and your soul. An honor to have you on the show. And I can't wait till we chat again. We will be
I'll
here
be
waiting
back.
for you.
I'll be back because we're already sitting down. Listen, we got some surprises that are going on. I can't talk about it. It's okay, Jonathan. I won't talk about it right now because I have Jonathan with me next time too.
Yeah. This is tonight was just an appetizer. The entree will be next.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got some stuff going on.
I love that.
I love you, Jim Masters. Thank you so much, and everybody out there.
To you.
Everybody. I'll
High
see you
five.
soon.
High
High
five.
five.
Yeah. I felt
Thank you.
that. Your hands are warm.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's burning up in here now, but that's okay.
It's gonna go.
No, I made you sleep here because rehearsal's right around the corner. I mean, session's right around the corner. But I don't think Angel wants that because she's ready to eat. So I guess I'll
You
go and
better
make
get
sure
in
she eats.
there. Absolutely. We love you, Lisa. Thanks for all the
Love you
time.
too.
And we will
Yeah.
chat again real soon. Best of the holidays. And thanks for
Thank you.
stopping by
Thank
the Jim
you.
Masters show
Thank you again, Jim. In a minute.
in a minute. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. That was a hoot and a holler and a lot of fun, wasn't it? Talking with music legend extraordinaire, funny, witty, and very inspiring. Wouldn't you say? What an inspiring conversation that was with music, the tour of the museum. She was in her car, opening up her heart, talking about her life, her stories, of course, her marriage to the incomparable Tony Drake, another music legend, as she said, worked with all of them. And there they are together. And he unfortunately passed in 2015, but she's carrying on his legacy. And of course, she has her own extraordinary career herself as well. She's just absolutely incredible. There they are together. And I encourage you again to go to lisagaysinger.com. And of course, we were showing you just a little bit of the incredible garage and the museum. That was a bonus. That was something that she did. We didn't ask Lisa to do that. She actually went out of her way to do that for us to make sure that she was over there and hooked up, to the best she could with the technology, the equipment, so she could take us to Liberace's fabulous garage and the museum and and that was just a little snippet. What we saw is just a little bit of what you'd see there, but what we did get a chance to see was extraordinary. If you missed any of this epic episode here on the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series, that's a mouthful. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to do is say the Jim Masters Show. We know what you're talking about. I'll say the rest, the entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series. You don't have to worry about any of that. It was really terrific. And this was just going down memory lane, a lot of stories she shared, a lot of things that maybe you didn't even know about, extraordinary people. Yes, it would be wonderful to get Marilyn McCoo and Bailey Davis Jr. here on the show, Billy and Marilyn, but she herself, Lisa, great. Boy, we have so much fun here. We don't just do interviews and talk about the book, the movie, and the CD. We have conversations. You get a chance to learn about life and about survival and about happiness and joy and everything that life has to happen, the ups, the downs, and everything that happens in life. That is, all the things. And you get to go sort of a little bit deeper here on the show. I chat and I talk about experiences that I've had as, your host here. And then our guests are very open and they share as well. And you guys share in the chat and, of course, in the comments as well. Don't forget to leave a comment for us. We would love it if you could leave a comment on the YouTube channel if you've really enjoyed this episode. Don't forget, you can always do super chat, super emoji, super stickers whenever the show is on. That really helps us. It helps us with support. But if you miss the opportunity to do that when the show is live, you can also do super thanks. Little heart icon that is right next to all the episodes on a YouTube channel. And you can do that as well. And that's really cool because that helps us put together all these great shows for you as well. There she is, Lisa Gay. And she was very open about her health too, and the experience of having stage 4 cancer. And yet here she is with all of us. There's a lot of love around her, and upstairs is not ready for her quite yet. She's got too much to do, too many laughs, too much music, too many cool things that she wants to share with all of us. And she did it here on the Jim Masters Show right now. And this was the first time that we had an opportunity to converse like this, she and I. And I had a ball, and I hope you guys did as well. Let us know by leaving a comment, giving us a like on the YouTube channel on this episode. Again, one more time, lisagaysinger.com. Earlier, I think we were showing lisagay.com. But, if you just type in Lisa Gay on Google, you'll see. There is another Lisa Gay Hamilton. She's a wonderful actress too. But you want to add in singer, and it'll bring you right to her website. So cool stuff, huh? Wasn't this great? This was something special. Sherry Larson says, thank you, Jim, for a wonderful show. Great lady. I agree, Sherry. And wonderful show and guest. Thank you, Jim. My pleasure. Jen, thank you very much. And Kathleen, thank you very much. Really, really a lot of fun. She sang. And what a trooper. She got herself from the museum to the car with the light over her. 1 minute, sort of the picture was a little dark, and then you saw her, and then back and forth. That was cool. It made it extra special. If this was your first time watching this epic series we've got here that we call the Jim Masters Show Live, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. I'm your host. We're here all the time, and we try to put as many shows as we can. I mean, we generally almost do shows every single day. Most people don't do that. Unless it's the only thing they do. But this is an aside to my work in TV and radio. It's my day work that's very busy. So if this is your first time watching, thanks for being here. We welcome you to Lovely Hall, to the Jim Masters Show Live series. You're joining a great group of people, amazing guests who've come through, great viewers. Some of them, you can see their names. They're vocal. They're passionate about our series. A lot just quietly watch. Thousands of folks around the world who watch our series. And whether you're watching live or you're watching Memorex, meaning you're watching later, we thank you so much for being here with us. Again, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like. There's that thumbs up icon on the YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up and a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a comment for us. It's easy to do. You just leave a comment on the episode itself. And we see all the comments. We thank you for them as well. It means a great deal. Those of you who watch our shows and you comment, you are A-OK with us. And thanks for taking the time to do that. When you do that, YouTube likes it too, as much as we do. And they take the episode, and their algorithm shoots this episode around the world to even more people when you leave a comment and when you give us a thumbs up. That happens. So you're actually helping us grow when you leave a comment and you also give us a thumbs up. So up Jim Masters Show as much as possible. And this is great. Crystal Nolan, our friend, it's so nice to see you. We love when you're here. You're amazing, Crystal. Hope everything is going well for you. Happy holidays and to you and Phil. And it's so nice to see you, Crystal. You are really, really fantastic. And all of you are, everybody here, those that are watching and commenting and those that are quietly watching. And good stuff, good stuff. Some people come in and out based on their schedules, but the faithful are really here all the time. Some people watch later, but however you watch, it's good to have you here on the Jim Masters Show. Again, we thank our very special guest, Lisa Gay, for joining us here on the show. Really something, huh? She said she was all tickled pink because she's a lovety. I'm floating from the conversation. I just thought this was really a lot of fun. She just was rocking and rolling tonight, and I thought it was great. She is extraordinary. Music legend, singer, songwriter, producer, Lisa Gay, joining us here on the Jim Masters Show. Now, in a minute, like Lisa said, Tony has always said, we don't say goodbye either. We say see you later, ciao, cheers, slancha, hasta la vista, buenas noches. We say sayonara, shalom, moi loop. What else? Sayonara, slancha, take care, be well. And for all of us here, this is your host, Jim Masters. Thanks for joining us in this episode and all the episodes that you do peruse. And it's really, it's really cool. Yeah, I like that. Kathleen says, do a super chat. She's talking to people watching. Come on, do a super chat. Pay for a light bulb. Do you know how much it costs to put this set together? A few bucks, but it's for all of you. Kathleen, you're funny. So we, that is a funny comment. I love that. Anyway, you guys are the best. And thanks for being here. And those of you who have been writing to us quietly, thank you very much from around the world. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. The YouTube channel is Jim Masters TV. Let us know you're there, and we love it. And we will see you soon. All right. Thanks for being with us. You're watching the Jim Masters Show. And we're going to cut out. We've got a lot of shows and a lot of work to do. Tomorrow I'm on a TV shoot. Got a busy day, a morning TV shoot that's going to take several hours. Then I've got 2 radio shows. Then we're preparing for another guest. And then tomorrow, as I mentioned, we have a legend joining us, Rita Fredericks, extraordinary, iconic actress, producer. And yes, she did date Marlon Brando. She's friends of Marilyn Monroe and so many other legends. She's going to be with us tomorrow night. Also coming up over the weekend, Christy Chamora is going to be with us. Brilliant, classically trained harpist, singer, songwriter extraordinaire. And we also have, for the sports lovers out there, an extraordinary conversation with Peter Golenbach. He is an amazing, acclaimed sports journalist, baseball historian, New York Times best-selling author 10 times over. He's been a best-selling New York Times author, and he's going to be with us as well. It's really cool what we do here. We have so many guests from a wide variety of experiences. Larry Matthews was with us recently. He played Richie Petrie from the Dick Van Dyke Show. Remember, he was Richie on the Dick Van Dyke Show. He was the son of Robert and Laura Petrie, who were played by Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore. Richie was with us recently. If you didn't see that episode here on the Jim Masters Show series, check that out. Everything is archived for you. Thank you very much, Kathleen and Crystal. You guys are great. And all right, we love you all. If you don't get a chance to do the chat, super, or any of that other stuff, super thanks is there, as we mentioned, whenever you want on our episodes. That was great. That was so cool. That was a lot of fun. So we're going to duck out, and we thank you very much for being with us. And I think we are done. What do you say? Good? Good. All right. We love you all. Take care. This is your host, Jim Masters. Thank you for your time this time. Till next time. Cue the Jim Masters Singers and Orchestra as we play our musical credits. And we'll see you on the next one. For those watching live, we'll be back tomorrow. For those watching this later on in the archives, stay right here. Another episode comes up. Binge watch our hundreds of episodes like Lisa Gay and so many of our guests do as well. That's kind of cool to know that they do. You guys be well and take care, all right? Thanks for watching the Jim Masters Show. See you on the next one. Cheers.